Hi, Donnell. How you doing? Thank you so much for including your design contract. Okay, so my first suggestion is to not use green type. It's really difficult to read. Um, there's just not enough contrast with that white background. So plus it's a business document, so you want this to be kind of official. I mean, it is going to be used as a business document, so you don't necessarily have to carry the branding of the project, meaning the colors, through to the actual business document, the business contract. So I would rather see this with traditional black on white. I think it would translate much, much better. Plus, it's so much easier to read. Next thing I want to mention is that you're not the client. You're the designer. The client, this would be the company who you're designing for, or One Earth, One Choice, One Change. But Donnell is the designer. Okay? Starting date, description. This is fine for a contract. I think it will suffice. I mean, your copyright, which actually isn't called copyright, it's called assignment of rights, reproduction rights. So you probably don't want to call it a copyright. That's very, very misleading. And then cancellation and revisions. This is all good. It's all very basic boilerplate, but very solid stuff. My suggestion is this, Donnell, as I would rather see you use a really ironclad contract. And we actually have one right here. It's over here in, let me see, here we are. It's in client contract writing guidelines. It's not the AIGA, but it's this one down here. If you pop that guy open, you'll get this client contract. It's awesome. It's a great one. And I use this one myself in a lot of my design work, a lot of my smaller jobs. So it's got everything you need, especially this really cut and clear reproduction of rights, assignment of rights, so that you don't have to like take somebody's, like if, for instance, if your company used this inappropriately, it would be a lot easier to be able to decipher wordage like this. Client has full reproduction rights upon payment for completed project. X that, you're doing the exact same thing you said right here, but it's just in a much more succinct and easier to understand. Now, remember, the idea behind a contract is you want this thing to be so simple to understand that a third grader could understand it. That's why every time you add more words to a contract, you're kind of risking the fact that it's going to add more confusion. And remember, I take it from somebody who's been burned on contracts a couple times before. My contracts now are as simple as they can possibly be. So the fewer words, the better, but those words have to be carefully chosen. Like, for example, what we have here in reproduction rights. What I like to see you do, Donnell, is I'd like to see you just take this work here and transpose it into this contract here. I think it would be much, much better. Okay, and don't forget, you're the designer, not the client. All right? Any questions, please feel free to let me know. All right, thank you.